So it is Thursday, the 31st of January. It's lunchtime. I'm taking an hour lunch. I was just gonna go over, I guess I just want to go over a kind of background about my disorder. Just because I haven't really known. I mean, I post sometimes on here, but I don't really know what to talk about a lot, and the beauty vlogs take a long time to upload. I've been having issues with those, so I was just going to talk about my weight and how my bipolar maybe affects it, or maybe it's just me. I don't really know, but I am diagnosed bipolar 1, and I was diagnosed in, I think it was April of 2009. I had a full-blown manic episode, and then I went to the hospital. But leading up to that, I would say most of my life I was depressed. I would say diagnosably depressed. And my weight did always fluctuate. It's like my mind changes every few years. My whole mindset changes sometimes. Well, it did. It's like seasons for your mind. So in summer it's fun and you're active and you're warm, and then winter you're cold and you're sad and you're bad. Well, for me. So that's pretty much how my mind works. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I won't be skinny in winter or I won't be fat in summer. I'm not saying those are how they work, although I do seem to tend to get happier in April. I've only gone manic twice, and it's both been in April. I can't remember the year of the second episode. I want to say 2011 or 2012. It was worse. It's a progressive disorder. But yeah, my weight changes with my mind. A lot of the times, the reason why I would say I gain weight is just because I'm not motivated to be pretty. I don't really feel motivated to be pretty, so that would be the reason for that. But yeah, I mean, my symptoms for bipolar are mostly the weight fluctuation, which is very noticeable. People notice that. And then I'm not really moody. I just have delusions. So I do have delusions. Now, I call some of them stable delusions just because they don't necessarily go away. And when they do, it's a major I get completely off kilter. I get lost. It's when my stable delusions, I call them popping, they pop. I basically don't even know my place in the world. I don't know what's real, what's not. I get, if one of my major stable delusions pops, I have problems. But then there's the little bubbles of ones. I can't think of any at the moment, but when I'm going manic, I get a lot of those. They just kind of come and go. They pop and I don't mind, and it's fine. I thought I was a witch. All these things. I thought I was Jesus reincarnated at one point during an episode, and then that popped, and I kind of it's actually interesting to have delusions, only because it's that will always have been a real thought. I really will always have believed that I was a witch and I could perform spells, and I was all these things I thought I was. I thought I was in the CIA, all these things. I'll always remember really believing them, but I'll also have the knowledge that they're not real. But yeah, that's my weight fluctuates. I'm kind of getting stern with it. I'm just done. I'm tired. I'm happy that I'm really happy I was at my highest weight for my sister's wedding. That I know it's sad. I know most people wouldn't be, but I just I'm happy about that. 'Cause now I feel like I can lose weight and keep it off, maybe, if I do my best just maybe move my priorities kind of thing. I have been losing weight too, a little bit of weight. I still have ways to go, but actually, to be honest with you, one of my main stable delusions has popped. It's not that I hear voices, I have intrusive thoughts, and sometimes they can keep me company. Like, I'll have like just I kind of think it's a ghost, but I know that's not necessarily provable. That could easily be a delusion. But it does feel like somebody, like there's someone with me. It's just, I mean, it's not crazy to think people have like guardian angels and stuff. Like, most people don't think that's crazy, but it's similar to that, only I don't know if they're guardian angels, more mind companions, I guess. But they've been, there's only one, really. There's just one main thought or personality I've been kind of imagining in my mind, and it's kind of disappeared. It's the stable delusion that's popped. So I'm hoping it comes back, because they do sometimes come back. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of post something, because I haven't posted in a while. I wanted it to be something I didn't have to immediately remove, because I always freak out and put it in private and all that. So yeah. I've been having a lot of weird physical ailments too. Like, recently I experienced double vision. It started with a sinus headache, which turned into a sinus infection, which then became double vision. I was seeing double, and they gave me medicine. I was really panicked. We went to the ER. They don't know what it is. They want me to see a neurologist, but I mean, knock on wood, it's not too bad. I'm not having double vision. I do have a lot of weird symptoms though, because of my disorder. So I have like anxiety. I'm kind of not really able to function, I guess is what I would say. I have limited functioning capabilities. I'm low functioning. Very low functioning. It takes, like, I can't really get stuff done. I mean, when I come to work, I can get stuff done. I can get my work done at work. I can do all that. But when it comes to like house chores and stuff like that, and then like obviously I'm a hoarder and all that stuff, adds up to it. So yeah, so that's that story. That's that story. But yeah, I don't like it when the delusions pop, but it's kind of it's like a catch-22, because in my perspective, because nobody can tell me that's a delusion. Like, nobody can say, Lindsay, this thought you have is a delusion, and have me be like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not easily swayed from believing some kind of really crazy beliefs. It's almost like I would think they were like in on trying to keep me from believing whatever. I mean, just trying to control my beliefs and just trying to box me in. I would feel very like trying to be manipulated. Like, at one point I was worried there were cameras in my house, and I mentioned it to a friend, and they were like, oh no, I would know because I'm worried about that too, but there's not. And then that was just very suspicious. And I'm like, when I look back, I'm like, how is that suspicious? Like, he's just saying no. But it's like, well, how do you know? I mean, I don't know. But yeah. But I am trying to lose the weight. That's the main, that kind of keeps me going. It's kind of my main motivator at the moment, just because, well, here, for one, I'm rambling here on YouTube in my car, and it's like I just need something to kind of give me purpose, I guess, now, due to some things happening, reality shifting, and I don't know what's real and what's in my mind. So, and truthfully, my problem is what's in my mind seems very real. It's very real to me. So someone saying that's not real, it's like, well, it's just a bad situation, really. That, I mean, my mental shortcomings, I guess. What would you say? My mental symptoms, my mental blocks, my mental weaknesses. I did do my makeup today. I got up in time. I need a lot of sleep. Like, I go to bed at 7 every night on the weeknights. And then I get up about 6:30, so I sleep. I sleep a lot to work, just to come to work. It's very draining. I do work in a call center. Let's see. Like what I don't know if I'm nitpicking or like picking apart the kind of irrelevant parts of it, but the stable delusion is that that someone that I love me back, and it's been a really stable delusion, truthfully, but it does come and go. It pops every now and then, but it's been a really stable delusion. So I've kind of put like all my eggs in that basket, and that means like I've got a tattoo of the person's name, and now I'm picturing them like in another city with a job and a girlfriend, like not even aware of me. And I mean, I'm pretty like a stalker. I'm not a stalker. I don't know where he lives. I don't know any of that. I'm not like a literal stalker. It's just that, I mean, I've texted him and I'm very overly flirty. So he knows that someone's obsessed with him, I think. But it's like, I sometimes feel like he doesn't really seem to care. And then sometimes I think, oh, it's just a big, conflict, and there's something that's gonna make it work, and we're gonna be together. And now this stable delusion has popped, and I'm left with someone's name on my neck tattooed. That sums it up. It's not the end of the world. It's really not the end of the world, because I can always get it removed. I've heard it's not very expensive to get them removed. Now, mine might be kind of expensive. Mine might not get removed. I might have to put a tattoo over it to cover it up once I remove it. Just because it's black ink on my neck is really white. And then I don't really know what I would want instead. Yeah. But a lot of weird things happen too. Like, I'm not trying to, I mean, a lot of weird things happen that are spooky. That spook not just manic depressive people. It would really like some coincidences are just that happen. I'm just like, I mean, and then you read these things where people don't believe in coincidences and there's no such thing as coincidences. And my mom's just, she believes she believes in coincidences. Like, I'll have insane ones, and she really thinks they're a coincidence, and I just don't believe that. I can't. Some of them are so insane. Like a song playing in my house, like on my computer. Just a song I've never heard, I didn't download. I don't think I have it downloaded, and it just plays. It just all of a sudden is playing. Not on Spotify, not on an ad, not any, I mean, it was just playing. It just played, and then it finished, and it stopped, and no more songs played. And then there's just a lot. I really don't want to go down the trail of my spooky occurrences, but I do get really lonely, and so maybe that's why he just thinks I'm just lonely, and it's just not that big a deal. But I just kind of feel like I'm ruined. Like, not just a tattoo, just in general. Like, I'll never get closure. And so it's like, this is like the biggest obstacle of my life, because it's been going on. This obsession with this guy has been going on, I want to say 14 years. Is that right? It's 14 years. I mean, and I'm only 32, so that's a good chunk of time from my life, and especially most of it being my older years, like starting at like teenage. Like, let's see, how old was I 14 years ago? I don't remember how old I was, but yeah, so pretty fucked up. But maybe if I lose weight and get skinny, I can fit into cute clothes and be ruined. But yeah, I guess I don't really know what else to talk about. I got this top at Five Below. It was $5. I got it in red too. It's crushed velvet. And then I think about it, and I'm like, well, it's not like I've been with him and gotten his name tattooed on me. Like, I've never made love to anyone. Which I feel like is kind of good, but it's also kind of bad, because why the fuck would you get his name tattooed on you? But it was about the scarring on the mind. My mind's scarred by him, and so I wanted my body to be scarred by him, and it is. But ever since I was a little kid, I just wanted my husband, like true love, one true love. I read trash novels. I'm a very major hopeless romantic, and hopeless being the key word. So, I guess the biggest obstacle for me would be to somehow generate closure on something I don't want to close. It's like the song The Ghost Inside. Is it by Broken Bells? It's like there was a ghost in me, and it's like it's gone. I gave up the ghost inside. But I didn't intentionally give it up, but it's hard to... It's very alone in my mind, so it's very lonely. I don't want to hurt anybody, so I'm kind of still hesitant to date, but I'm just so desperate for a true love. So it's just a kind of combat of those two things. It's just to have someone because I know I have my family and my friends and all that I do. It's just that I just want something deeper with one person, a guy. And I thought I found it. Sometimes I'm sure it'll pop back, the delusion. But when you come to this point where it's popped, you have to ask yourself, when have you been crazy? Is the delusion being popped crazy, or is the delusion being inflated crazy? And I have no way, I have no compass, no reality compass. I walk in and out of different realities. My house is a different reality from work. And yeah, the delusions are really getting to me. They're not getting to me, but I just don't know what I expect. Like, I expect, like, him to come call me, and I don't know what I expect. That's what I think the real thing is it's like, what is it that I expect from this? So you tell him you love him and stuff, and that you want to marry him, all this crazy stuff over the top. I don't have to get married. I just want to be with him. What do I think is going to happen? Like, he's going to say, hey, do you want to go for drinks? It's like, would that be enough? Is that what you want? And it's like, I think it's what I want, but I'd have to be skinny to even have a minor chance with him, I feel. And that kind of upsets me about him. It's like not everybody's a hopeless romantic, and especially guys, they're typically not. I don't think. Not to generalize guys. I'm sure there are some hopeless romantic guys out there. But yeah. Pretty much just gonna try and lose as much weight as possible, and then just keep it off. And then, because when I gained the weight, it was a choice. I made a choice to gain it. Actually, truthfully, it kind of gave me a confidence I never thought I could have by getting my most heavy. I've been really heavy in the past, but I mean, this was probably the heaviest I've ever been. I never weighed myself, but this is probably the heaviest I've ever been, and it's like I could still put on makeup and feel pretty. I could put on clothes and feel pretty. I didn't feel as pretty, obviously, but I can't live my life trying to appease somebody I may think I'm in love with, I'm infatuated with, I'm obsessed with. I'm not completely dim-witted. I'm not gonna conform to his standards if I don't just want to be with him and be his little puppy dog following him around. I don't want to be some weak person that's worried about, if we're together, losing him to some skinnier, prettier girl. Like, if that's the kind of guy he is, then I really have been deluded. So, I know it seems like I'm completely pitiful, almost like the idiot and stupid. Nobody gets somebody's name tattooed on them if they're not even together. It's just stupid. But it is for me. And honestly, when I talk about getting it removed, the only reason I would get it removed is if I'm going to find some other true love to be with me. And I don't want to be disrespectful to them if he isn't my one I think he is, or I thought he was, or I wish he was, then I do want to have, I'm not completely ruined to the point where I've made love to him and can't love anyone else. I don't know. I've never held his hand. It's kind of, some guy could probably say it's kind of like having an epic crush on a celebrity that's not famous. Like getting a celebrity's name tattooed on you. But I don't want to be in a relationship with that if it's not supposed to be him. I don't want to I don't want to have someone else's name on me if I'm not going to be with that person. Man, this has gone on a long time. I know this is really boring. Thinking about going and getting another coffee from 7-Eleven. So let's see what I've had. I had 600 calories for breakfast. I had a 200, I'm gonna say it's 200 calorie coffee. I don't think it is, but I'm gonna say. So 6, 7, 800. So I've had 800. I'm trying not to starve because for a while there, I was eating like 700, 800, 900 calories a day. I'm kind of trying not to, I just don't want to, I mean, I got a lot of weight off doing that, but I just want to get back on to where it's kind of feasible that I could lose more, as opposed to cheat days make me gain weight or whatever it would be. But because I am gonna have cheat days, not like crazy ones, but like Trader Joe's has really good food. So, but I've been eating smoothies for dinner. I got rice, cauliflower, and corn, and raspberries and pineapples, and I had strawberries. I'm out of them. Mangoes, and I'm just eating that for dinner. But yeah, that's where my mind is. Very alone. Part of me kind of just wants to have fun. I feel like he's having fun, or he's living his life for sure. And I just don't feel like I'm living my life, really. And I don't really want to let all these hopefuls, like, there's some of them are really, well, one of them, it's like hopeful. Like, I could see that working, like, if I didn't have, obviously I don't know for sure, and I'm not gonna marry I don't just marry people I know I said I wanted to marry him, but I was just being really flirty and making declarations. But I'm not gonna show up to his house I don't know where he lives, but I'm not gonna wear a wedding dress and buy a wedding dress. And anyways, I don't even know if marriage is the answer. I don't want a wedding if I do get married. I would want, like, just, I guess, the paperwork, if anything, even. But yeah, I should probably go get that coffee.